Folks, you need to be careful that the techniques you use to de-escalate a situation are appropriate for that situation. What you do and say in self-defense doesn't necessarily translate one for one in a de-escalation type situation. My name is John. I'm a retired police officer, an Army veteran, and a certified crisis intervention specialist, founder of Gentle Response. My team and I travel the country conducting very dynamic, realistic conflict de-escalation training seminars. And we're going to talk about some very basic conflict de-escalation concepts, tips, and techniques. I recently had to stop a scenario 10 seconds into what would have been a 3-minute scenario just because of the way the person was going into it and going about it. There are some similarities. For example, it turns out that this individual had taken some self-defense training, which teaches you to bring your hands up, which is good, and then to very loudly and firmly tell someone to stop, to get back, or to go away. However, in conflict de-escalation, using a firm, heavy tone of voice, aggressive tone of voice is actually more likely than not going to escalate a situation. Self-defense techniques and stuff apply to situations where you're going to deal with someone who's being a predator, someone who's out to get you, someone who wants to try to assault you, steal from you, rob you, assault you, like you're in the parking lot or in an alley or walking on a hiking trail and you're alone. That's appropriate to mark your boundaries. Hey, you better stop right there. That's one thing. The vast majority of people you'll deal with in a conflict de-escalation situation are going to be frustrated people, clients, customers, family members, co-workers. To de-escalate a situation like that, you may want to bring your hands up. Hey, sir, I know you're very upset. Just hold on a second. You always want to mark your boundaries, and having your hands out gives you a visual reference as the distance between you and this person so that you can gauge whether or not you're within fist range, right? And also, because you maintain a reactionary gap, you have an extra millionth of a second to process, yep, the situation is going sideways. And now you have time to determine, do I zig to the right, zag to the left? However, you always want to use a low, calm tone of voice when you're trying to address someone who may just be frustrated and acting out because they're just frustrated. They're not trying to hurt anyone. They're not trying to hurt anyone. They're just being loud. They're being rude and obnoxious. Low, calm tone of voice. Everyone wants to be treated with dignity and respect, validated and affirmed. And again, in a customer service type industry and you're dealing with an angry customer client, they just want to know someone cares enough to try to listen to them and fix their problem. Very different from a self-defense situation. So don't inadvertently start shouting and screaming and hooting and hollering in a situation where someone just wants to know someone cares enough to try to fix their situation. Put yourself in those shoes. Let's say you go to Walmart, you want to return something, you're frustrated because you drove all the way home only to find out that you inadvertently put the wrong dress or the wrong item back on the shelf. Now you have to go back. So you're already a little bit frustrated with that. Now, let's say you're a little bit late and now you're trying to return this item and yet still go to another appointment. Let's say things start stacking up and now you're a little bit, you're in a hurry, you're getting frustrated. And now you go up there and just the way you plop something down on the counter, the receipt, something about your tone of voice just shows that you're in a hurry. And what happens if the clerk goes, hey, how about you calm down a little bit? How are you going to react and respond to someone who starts yelling at you when all you wanted to do was to return this item? Because that's the way you're going to be seeing the situation. You're not trying to hurt anyone. You're not trying to break anything. But all of a sudden, this person is not treating you with dignity and respect, not giving you any sense or indication that they even care enough about your problem. Slow down and assess the situation. Is this a self-defense situation that requires a different type of technique and procedure to try to handle that to make sure you go home safe? Or is it just an angry person who's frustrated, impatient, and offended who just simply may need to vent? Because remember, as long as they're venting, they're burning off energy. And they may just simply need someone to listen. Are you playing your ACE card, your ACE? Appearance, communication, engagement. Are you even engaged with them? Be careful, folks. Don't misapply a trained technique in the wrong situation at the wrong place, because you may inadvertently escalate that situation. I'll see you on the next video.